Hello everyone, this is Yana Smakula here at Spellbinders, and thank you so much for joining me today. This video marks the start of a new monthly feature I'm hosting on Spellbinders blog and YouTube channel called Layered Dimensional Die Cutting with Yana. Once a month, I will be sharing a card and a video tutorial in the more traditional Spellbinders style with lots of die cut layers and dimension. I'm going to use several dies from Becca Feekin Venise Lace collection, starting with marshalling plume dies, hem-stitched rectangle dies, and Victoriana crest dies. Let's go ahead and get started. Since this card will have a lot of layers, I want to do all of my die cutting first. I'm going to use this beautiful pearlescent white cardstock from Whirlwind. I love to use thicker papers for my intricate dies so that they hold their form better, and I also love to use specialty papers like this pearlescent one as they add a lot of gorgeous shimmer to the finished project. First, I'm cutting and embossing the plume element from the marshalling plume set. I'm cutting just a label shape. If you want, you can combine this die with a circle die that comes in the set, and you can create a gorgeous frame. Maybe a frame to house a photo on a scrapbook page or a photo frame for your home. I'm going to use a circle die and will die cut a circle out of this beautiful patterned paper. I'm using papers from the Pretty Posy 12x12 paper pad from first edition. These are my all-time favorite papers for die cutting as they have beautiful finishes to them. I'm also using the same circle die and cutting 2 circles out of white fun foam. I will use these later to add dimension to my card. You can skip this step and use foam adhesive, but I prefer to have solid dimension. I also want to die cut 2 frames using dies from the hem-stitched rectangles set. And again, you can cut these to be label-like or a frame-like by combining multiple dies. I'm going to cut and emboss 2 frames for my card. I really love these rectangles for that unique hem-stitch detail. I have not seen anything like that before, and it's gorgeous because it effortlessly makes your paper die cuts look like lace. You don't even have to emboss these, they look beautiful simply die cut, but if you do embossing, it will add gorgeous detail. One final piece I want to cut for my card is this floral oval from the Victoriana crest set. And now the die cutting portion of this video is complete. Time to start putting our card together. I've already made a card base for my project. I used the same pearlescent paper. This card base measures 5 1/4 by 7 1/4 inches. This is a top folding card, and I used a 12x12 sheet of paper to make it. I cut 2 pieces of cardstock, scored one of them at the top, added adhesive, adhered the second piece of cardstock to create a top folding card, and later trimmed it to size. I also have a piece of patterned paper that is cut to 5 by 7 inches. This one also comes from the Pretty Posy 12x12 paper pad from first edition, and it has a beautiful fabric texture. So it looks and feels like fabric or wallpaper even, but it's very easy to cut and die cut. I want to add a little bit of distressing to the edges. There are various paper distressing tools out there, but I'm going to use the blade of my scissors for this as it works just as well. You can skip this step if you prefer a cleaner look, but I really like this and I haven't done it in a while, so I wanted to distress the edges for this particular project. I'm going to even go deeper in a few sections and really tear the paper to have a worn look. I have another piece of patterned paper I want to layer underneath this piece to have a little bit of that beautiful pink show through. Now that I have my panel's edges distressed, I'm going to adhere the floral paper underneath and will adhere both onto a card base. While this looks fantastic as is, I want to take this a step further. I'm going to add glass beads into these crevices to really make my background pop. I've added a little bit of glue and just going to add beads on top. Make sure to have a piece of paper underneath your card to catch those loose beads and put them back in the jar. Okay, now let's layer. I'm going to use one of the Fun Foam circle die cuts and will make it slightly smaller with my scissors. Here is my paper circle die cut. I've also distressed the edges and I'm going to adhere Fun Foam from the back and will adhere this onto the plume die cut. When using Fun Foam, it's sometimes hard to make adhesive stick to it, so I like to add adhesive to the paper and then add Fun Foam on top. I'm also going to add a Fun Foam circle from the back of the plume die cut to raise it above my background. Next, I'm adding a large frame from the back of my plume die cut, just layering it behind my cluster. The next step is to adhere the floral oval piece and the smaller hem stitch frame. I'm going to first foam mount the hem stitch frame onto the oval. I'm using foam adhesive squares here, and I've cut them into strips to be able to hide them behind the die cut detail. And next, going to adhere this onto my main cluster. Looks beautiful and very dimensional. You'll want to hand deliver a card like this or mail it in a little box so that the details don't get squished. I've adhered my die cut cluster onto my card, and now I just need to add finishing touches. I've already stamped a happy birthday sentiment. I chose black ink to help the sentiment stand out, and I used this stamp set from Alt New. I have also cut out several flowers from the patterned paper. I just cut 2 of the flowers out using my scissors. You can make your own flowers or use a pre-made embellishment or even stamp some flowers if you like. One last piece this card needs is some silk ribbon and a bow. I've already made a double loop bow and I'm just going to hot glue it in place next to my flowers. And this finishes this card. I love the way it turned out, especially all of that added dimension. Before I finish this video, I also wanted to show you a few other dies from the Venise Lace collection, as I think they are simply perfect for layered dimensional cards. First up, I have a crest frame and an oval from the Victoriana crest set. This is a larger die cut that is perfect for 5x7 cards. It's designed to look like lace, and when you emboss it, it instantly gets that gorgeous lace detail. Next, I have a frame and a center insert from the Isabella frame die set. This, once again, is designed to look like lace, and this die cut is about 5 by 5 inches, so it is perfect for 6x6 cards. And by the way, with both of these, you can choose to cut them as frames or as labels. Next, I have the largest rectangle from the hem stitch rectangle set. I just wanted to show you the size of the largest one. It is perfect for A2 cards or larger projects. This one is a beautiful border from the Bella Claire border set. There are 3 dies that let you cut an insert, so just the lacy part in the middle. You can also make it into a border by using either the top or the bottom border die, or you can create a strip. Another one I love is this fabulous lace background. I cannot pronounce the name of this one, but I'll have it listed in my blog post. And this one also comes with an outer frame so that you don't have to have it connected to the background like I have it here. I just wanted to show you this as an option. And finally, the last one I wanted to mention is the Gossamer Knot Ensemble die, and this one is meant to be used with a box die from this collection, so it's sized perfectly to embellish the box, but I wanted to show you this die all on its own. Here I've die cut the larger one 3 times to create a somewhat continuous pattern. I love this design, and I think it really is perfect for many different projects. So this is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the first episode from my new layered dimensional die cutting series. Be sure to hit thumbs up and to share this video with your crafty friends. If you have any questions about this card, please leave them in the comments section below. And be sure to subscribe to Spellbinders YouTube channel for more education and inspiration. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!